Hello, TeamWISH. Kyleen here, and today is Thursday, which means it's time for Thursday TeamWISH training, and I'm looking forward to this one today. I told you last week that I wanted to talk about how to really kick off this catalog season, but then something else came up that I thought was important to talk about last week, so we're talking about this week. But I thought we would actually go a little more in depth into using Facebook to do this. Just from talking to people on our team, I think it's the majority of people on this team use social media for your Posh business, and the majority of that is Facebook. So I know people talk about this Facebook algorithm, but do we really know what it is? Like, what is this Facebook algorithm, and how can we use it, and what does it mean for us? Like, how can we use it to our advantage, make it work for us, and help us as we're launching this new catalog? I'm sitting here with like stacks of Posh papers and like my little cards that I include and stuff, and then all of these sample packs behind me. So that's all awesome stuff, but how do I get that into the hands of people? Like, how do I go from having all this stuff to having people who actually want it? And a lot of us use Facebook to get that. And I want to kind of help you figure out how to use Facebook to your advantage. Now, say hi as you're coming on. I see there's somebody on, and now I'm all paranoid when I go live using my computer, because I've had a couple here lately where the little chat box over here doesn't show me anything. It just stays empty the whole time. And I've had to use my phone in order to see any kind of chat comments. So go ahead and comment, say hello, hi. Do you use Facebook for your business? If so, say yes. That way I know I'm at least talking to somebody that this is going to be useful for. I'm still not seeing comments, so maybe we are having a slow day, or maybe my comments are not working. Let's see. Oh, I see a comment. Yay. Okay, so then chat is working. I was getting ready to pop on here and see. Since chat's working, I'm going to go ahead and put my phone away because it is blowing up with notifications. So we'll just turn that off. That's best for all of us. Hi, Laura. So Facebook, do you use Facebook for your business, or do you want to use Facebook for your business? I know that Facebook, I mean, something like 2 billion people in the world have Facebook, which is pretty crazy to think about. And that was a while back. It's probably way more now, which is really crazy. It means we have a huge reach on this platform if we know how to use it. And it gives us in direct sales and businesses like this a huge advantage over people who came before us. Even 10, 15 years ago, they didn't have instant access to the world like we do now. So the trick is knowing how to use it, because it seems like Facebook changes its rules often. Like, you think you've got a grasp on it, and then they come up with something new that gets your post buried and not shown to the people on your friends list. So I don't want this to be a forever training, hey, but I have a feeling it's going to be one that goes past that half an hour, and feel free to ask questions if you have them. Take notes. I actually have my own notes in front of me. Make sure I give you all of the information that I can on this. And it's kind of an intricate subject, Facebook algorithm. So basically, Facebook algorithm is used to prioritize your newsfeed. So Facebook kind of weighs and measures all of the posts from the people that you follow or that you're friends with or pages you like, and it determines which ones you're most likely to care about. And so it used to do it based on an edge rank formula, and I'll talk about that in a second. It still kind of does that, but there are other factors now. And honestly, it's kind of a mystery. Nobody really knows all of the details of how the Facebook algorithm works unless your Facebook staff that is developing this algorithm. They're not exactly forthcoming about like the little secrets and intricacies of how to maximize your reach, but there are a few things we do know. So the main purpose of this algorithm is so that Facebook can personalize the user experience. So me as a married mom of 3 isn't getting advertisements to the strip club downtown in my feed, you know, because that probably isn't going to appeal to me as much as it would another person. Or, you know, when you change your relationship status to married, then you start getting advertisements for honeymoon packages and babies and things like that, where that wouldn't make any sense for an 18-year-old single college student. So they want to make sure that the experience you're getting on Facebook matches up with your life to the best of their ability. So they are checking engagement, like what do you usually participate with on Facebook? Like who are you commenting on? What pages are you liking? Which kinds of posts are you sharing? That kind of stuff. Your information, so like where you're located, who your friends are, even your relationship status, where you went to school, like friends, family, like people you've listed on your family or on a close friends list. Those people tend to be prioritized when Facebook is determining who gets to show up in your newsfeed. And so they're looking at all of those factors to figure out what they're going to show you first in your newsfeed. Because you may notice that you have people that you haven't heard from in forever, but then you go and click on their page and they've commented and posted several times that week, but you didn't get any of them because Facebook somehow in their algorithm determined that you guys weren't a priority match for each other. So all of that to say that Facebook is smart. I mean, it may be an algorithm, but it's smart and it's somewhat intuitive. It even looks at your activity outside of Facebook. So like say you searched on Amazon for, I don't know, BPA-free water bottles. I don't know. Well, then you might notice the next time you come on Facebook, there's an advertisement for some kind of glass water bottle company. And you're like, wait a minute, that's really weird. And it can even get like very specific. Like if I shopped on the Tarte website earlier today, I get on later and I see a Tarte post advertisement in my newsfeed. That's because Facebook's reach is far and they are looking at our activity inside of Facebook and even outside of Facebook to determine what gets the highest priority to go in our feed. Okay, all of that. That's a little bit about what the algorithm is, what it does, and why it's there. We need to then understand what that has to do with us and how that's going to help us grow our businesses using Facebook. And right now I'm talking specifically about new catalog launch. We just got this opportunity. This always infuses us with a little bit of energy and momentum and gives us things to talk about and post about. So it's the perfect time to talk about Facebook and how to use Facebook to your advantage. So that's what we're gonna do today. Who here thinks their Facebook game is strong? Scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel about your business and Facebook? Do you think that you're using Facebook like to its full potential? Or is there room for improvement? Or do you have no idea how to use Facebook to grow a business? Which is totally fine, by the way. Most people fall in that category. Most people just post what they're thinking about that day and don't really think about how it's going to affect a Facebook algorithm. You know, like that's not what most people are thinking about. And that is totally okay, totally normal, all of that. But if you want to have a business on Facebook, which a lot of us do, even if you're doing it as a hobby, it's still good stuff to know about. I want you guys to have some tips for how to do it. My phone keeps buzzing on me over here, so I am turning it down. Okay, so Holly, I see 8, just started a business page yesterday. Good, that's exciting. So yeah, it's good to have business pages. It's good to have, for us, VIP groups. Those are kind of the 2 main ways that we can create a presence here on Facebook that's going to be helpful and beneficial to our businesses. So I do want to let you know I'm going to be peeking down every once in a while. I'm not getting comment updates anymore. I have Laura over here, but then on my phone, I saw that Jenna commented and Holly has commented. So I'm also going to have my phone here so that I can check the chat as we go. So that is, there we go. Got it open now. I will be able to see you if you're commenting. That's always fun. This keeps happening and I don't know. See, we don't know everything about Facebook. I have no idea why this happens on my desktop, but it does. So I'm going to basically give you some do's and don'ts of posting on Facebook, and then I'm going to give you a little acronym. We all know I love acronyms, so we're going to use the WISH acronym to help us know, like, to give us ideas for what to post that do well with the Facebook algorithm. All right, so I will get to that acronym in a minute, but first we're going to start a little bit about how, like, we really have control over certain aspects of the Facebook experience. So there are some things that the user has control over. So like the people that we're wanting to reach. So if we're posting a whole bunch of crap that they don't like, they can go into their settings and unfollow us. Or they can go into our settings and put us on a different list so that we don't show up in their feed anymore. And they have total control to do that. So we have to know how we're posting and what we're posting so that the user doesn't use their control to take us out of their feed manually. And then use our control to help Facebook boost our posts up in priority so that they do drop into the feeds of our friends and family and things like that. So Holly has a regular page, VIP, and business page. Regular Facebook page generated sale when I was just talking about, yeah, that happens a lot. And honestly, those are the most organic conversions, is when you're on your Facebook page, like your personal one, talking about a new product or talking about what a product has done for you in your life or your family or whatever, how it fits into your life. And we do want to be posting about that kind of stuff from time to time on our personal pages too, even if we do have a business page and a Facebook VIP group. So I'm going to talk about, I mentioned EdgeRank earlier and how that EdgeRank formula used to be the primary way Facebook determined the priority of posts. And it basically has 3 different components that they would take into account. One would be the relationship with the user. Like, would the person like us? Like, would they be organically, naturally, out in nature connected to us? Do we have common interests? Do we have close friends? Are they on our close friends list? Do we have mutual friends? Are we listed as family? Do we interact with each other's posts back and forth? Those kinds of things. So we're looking at that behavior. Do we like each other? Like, is it clear that we have some kind of relationship that involves communication back and forth, mutual interests, mutual friends and family, things like that? Another one is weight, which means basically the engagement or the action on the post that you've put up. So if you post something and within the first minute or two, you've already got a like or you've already got a comment, that's going to boost you up in ranking. So one way to get around that is to like your own post in the beginning. It doesn't mean you're like conceited. You may see that on other business posts or people going and liking their own posts. They're not being like full of themselves. They're being smart. They are kind of tipping the Facebook algorithm in their favor. So you can go in and you can like your own post right away. Or you can put something as a first comment onto your post. So one thing that I like to do is if I'm linking to a product or I'm linking to my website or whatever, I say link in first comment, and then I put that as the first comment. I add the link there. The reason for that is twofold. One is because now my post is going to be weighted heavier because it's got a comment right off the bat. There's engagement on my post. Even if it's me, there's engagement on my post. So already that's going to give me greater weight and higher priority. But it also keeps a link out of my body post. You don't want to put links in the body of your post. And that's just a general rule. Facebook kind of flags that as being salesy or promotional. And so like Facebook really wants to keep the user experience personal and friendly and relationship focused. And when it feels salesy, and there's a few points that make a post feel salesy, it's not just a link, but having a link in the body automatically kind of flags you as a lower priority item. So by not putting the link in the body, you're helping yourself in those two ways. So you're going to keep it from looking salesy and getting flagged by Facebook, but then you're also going to weight your post heavier by getting a comment on your post within the first minute or two of posting, which gives you weight. It gives you instant engagement on your post, even if it's you. So keep that in mind. And then also you just want to have valuable content. You want to have content that people want to read, that when they're scrolling through, they stop and look at it. The more that you have that kind of engagement, whether it's comments, likes, shares, that's going to help you. Even if you slow down, like even if the user slows down on your post and stops their scroll to see what you've posted, that gives your post more weight. So you want to make sure you're doing good, valuable content. Ask a question, do something to get the engagement going right off the bat, right after you post it. Because number 3 thing that they look at is the rate of decay, which basically means how old the post is. So if the post has been on Facebook since 8 o'clock this morning, at 8 o'clock at night, it's not going to have the same weight as a post that was just posted at 7:54 p.m., if that makes any sense to you. So you want to make sure that when you post content, pay attention to what time of day you're posting content. Make sure that you're refreshing that content. So even if you posted something at 8 o'clock in the morning, by 8 o'clock at night, it's not ranking as well unless it's been active all day, unless there's been a lot of engagement throughout the day on that post. So you can, again, go add a comment to your post. Go like some comments. Go reply to some comments if people have commented on it. And space those out. You don't have to reply to every single comment right at the same time. Reply to one, come back to it an hour later, reply to another, come back to it 30 minutes later, reply to another comment. And by doing that, you're spacing out that engagement some and keeping that post boosted. It's going to keep that in the eyes of Facebook as being valuable, engaged content throughout the day. And it helps to slow down that decay rate that kind of knocks you down in the priority ranking. So let's see. That is, oh, and then the 4th thing that they kind of look at, and this isn't necessarily, this isn't the edge rank formula thing. This is just another thing to keep in mind, which is what I want to talk to you about with remember to wish when you post. I said that in the description on this video. And that wish is an acronym, and it describes the type of post. So you want to think about, obviously, the weight of your post, which is the engagement and whether it relates to the people that you're trying to reach. You want to keep in mind the relationship that you have with the people, so interaction back and forth between your audience. You want to keep in mind the rate of decay, so make sure it's staying active throughout the day. Remember that new posts get prioritized higher, but then you also want to be thinking about the type of post that you're putting up, because those matter too. There's basically kind of a spectrum of types of posts, from the best type of post you can do to the ones that perform okay. So we'll start with the ones that perform the best, and that would be Facebook Live. Right now, Facebook's putting a huge emphasis on their Facebook Live posts. So if you go live, you are much more likely to be boosted to the top of your friends' timelines. And that's self-serving for Facebook to do that, because Facebook Live is their own integrated live video platform, and so they want their users using those. So Facebook Live is the best thing that you can do if you want to be dropped into your people's timelines. The next one is video. So regular video. Take a video and upload it right to your Facebook feed. or your group or your business page or whatever. And the thing to remember here is don't use YouTube and then put a YouTube link in. Facebook prioritizes videos that are posted organically right to Facebook. So use the upload video feature and upload the video directly from your device to Facebook. And that's going to get you better rankings. The next one is photos. So we're a visual culture. We like to see. We like to look at pictures and pretty images and things like that. So always try to include a graphic if you're not doing a video or a Facebook Live. And then the last one is text posts. So posts that are text only and don't have some kind of image or video attached to them. So obviously the one you would want to do least is a straight text only post. The next one would be videos, or the next one would be photos, graphics and photos, then videos, and then Facebook Live. So those are the types of posts that you want to do. So how can you come up with content to put into those types of posts? And that's where WISH comes in handy. So the W on WISH stands for who, what, when, where, why. So those W questions that we learn in English in like 2nd grade. So ask questions. Come up with some kind of post that asks them a question that they can answer. Like, what is your favorite coffee at Starbucks? Or who inspired you most today? Or where are you going on summer vacation? Or where would you go if you could go anywhere on summer vacation? Come up with some kind of question, because that's going to get them interacting and engaging, which is going to help that weight and that interaction on the whole, prioritization in the Facebook algorithm. So that's W. I is what I just talked about, interactive. So if you don't have a W question to ask, there are other ways you can create interactive posts. So we have games, we have multiple choice things, we have fill in the blank things, we have this or that things. So come up with some kind of interactive thing. That way they can be commenting and you can be commenting back to them. The S is share yourself. I think we get lost in selling or posting the latest deals or sales or offering things or those kinds of things. And that's fine. Those are okay. But we have to remember to share ourselves. And anyone who has seen any of my trainings knows that I'm a big supporter of the 90-10 ratio. So 90% of your posts should have a personal element and 10% can be blatantly promotional. So, and that's across the board. That even includes your VIP group. So be thinking about personal posts. Share yourself. So talk about your family. Talk about things you're struggling with. Talk about things you've learned that day. Show pictures of your kids, if you're comfortable with that. Show pictures of you doing something silly. Show your shoes that you just bought. Share yourself. That's the S. All right, and then H, the last one, is help me posts. So help me decide which outfit I should wear to this party, or help me decide which Color Street nail wraps I should buy, or help me, I don't know, pick which restaurant I'm going to take my husband to. Help me posts. So those, everybody likes to share their opinions and their thoughts and their ideas. So if you give them 2 options and say, hey, help me decide which one, you're going to get a lot of people interacting with you. And this may seem like it has nothing to do with selling posh, but it does, because it's all about relationships. And you can't have a relationship with someone if you're just trying to sell them posh all the time. You have to get to know them, and they have to get to know you. So keep in mind WISH. So W is all those W questions. Who, what, when, where, why. I, be interactive. Play games, this or that. Fill in the blanks. Some kind of interactive posting. S is to share yourself. Get personal, stop trying to sell everything and just share of you. And then H are those help me posts where you're asking them to speak into your life and give you advice and help and assistance. Those kinds of posts are really, really good, and it's going to help you with developing content that's going to be picked up by the Facebook algorithm and dropped into your people's newsfeed. All right, so I said I was going to give you some do's and don'ts. Feel free to ask questions if you have any while we go along. And I'll do a quick review at the end of like how we can really use this to our advantage. But I think these are going to give you very specific do's and don'ts and help you with generating this content. So higher priority items for the Facebook algorithm are things that get lots of engagement, especially shortly after posting them. So it's not just like you post something and then, you know, 6 hours later people start commenting on it. That's not going to get you ranked as highly as you would think that it would. Facebook is looking for things that get engagement right off the bat. So you want to be posting content. Oh, my doorbell's ringing. My mail's finally here. Yeah, it's 6:30 at night and my mail is finally arriving. That's how it works around here. So I'm noticing on my page, things unrelated to Posh people don't always interact with, and it doesn't work with the mission of the group. Okay, that is a key point right there. So you don't want to just always post random stuff. It still has to feed the mission of your group. You have to know your people. You have to know your target and the types of posts they're going to be interested in. Like I can post in my group, like which lipstick shade should I get? Because the people in my group, it's important to them. Like I can't just post stuff that's important to me. I have to be thinking about my group and what's important to them too. All right, I've got to check my doorbell and see what is going on. Isn't it cool? I have an app and I can check my doorbell on my phone. Sorry. My phone is having trouble connecting to my doorbell. But the point is, know your audience. Things that work in my group might not work in your group. You have to know your people. You can't just post to post. And that's kind of the whole point of this discussion today and this training today, is that you have to think about what you're posting. You can't just be posting random content. So be thinking about what you're posting. Let's see. All right, well, it's not going to connect. Probably because I have it on my live video too. So think about your people. If you have a bunch of people that, like we had a member in here who worked for a dog rescue. And so she posted about dogs all the time, but the people in her group related to that because a lot of them come from that same environment and that same passionate place, where people in my group, if I posted about dogs all the time, they wouldn't be engaging with that because not everybody in my group is a dog lover. You know, so you have to know who you're talking to. It can't just be about what you like. You have to give them what they like. You have to give them what they want and get them engaging in those kinds of things. So you have to think about that. Videos, of course. So these are things that get higher priority. So things that get engagement right away are going to have higher priority. Videos, especially Facebook Live, and especially if they watch to the end. If you have people that are coming in and then leaving, that doesn't get ranked as high as people coming in and staying to the end. Even if you get a little less engagement, Facebook sees your live as being more valuable content because you're keeping people active and on your live video stream. So you want to keep that in mind. Complete all your profile info. Facebook is going to give you priority if all of your profile info is filled out. So let's say that on your business page, you filled out your About Me section, but you don't have a website on there. You don't have your hours of operation. You don't have which services you provide. You're not going to get ranked very high compared to the person that has all of that information filled out already. So make sure your profiles are complete. That goes for your group too. Go to your group, go to your setting page, like your settings page, and make sure your group description is filled out. Make sure it links to the site. Make sure all of that is fully set up and completely set up. It's the only way that Facebook is going to rank you the highest possible ranking. Original content. So we don't want to be posting stuff that's been shared before. And this doesn't just mean clicking the share button and posting it. It means downloading images and then re-uploading them in your group. Facebook still knows that that image has been used before. So you're going to get ranked lower than somebody who's creating new content. Now you could take an image from somewhere and then change it up, make it your own, and then republish it, and that's considered unique content. So you want to make sure it's unique content. Facebook is going to ding it if it's an image they've seen a lot before. And it's not just sales graphics, it's anything, even like memes, like cat memes that go around or whatever. If it's been posted 1,000 times and then you post it, you're not going to get very much priority on that kind of thing. So come up with your own content. Brand new content is what Facebook really wants to see. So again, ask questions. Those get ranked higher, but that makes sense because those tend to have better engagement. And it's really the weight, the engagement that is giving you the higher ranking in the algorithm. Let's see here. Let's talk about some things that don't do well, things that lower your priority. We've kind of talked about a little bit of that. Old repeated content, so things that have already kind of made their way around Facebook, it's not going to work. Anything that has a link in the body is not going to get ranked very well. If it's text only, it doesn't get ranked very well. If your posts are frequently hidden or people are unfollowing due to content, that is not going to do well for your overall presence in the algorithm. But something that you may not think about is that if you repost an image, let's say, and you put that up, and it never gets flagged or reported for you by anyone on your friends list, if it's been reported and flagged by someone else before, your ranking goes down anyways. Even though nobody on your friends list ever reported or flagged that image for you, if it's been reported and flagged somewhere else, you're going to take a hit for it. And then anything that's overly promotional. So Facebook looks for keywords in your posts. And if it sounds like it's promotional, it's going to take a hit, which can almost be really difficult because we don't know all the words that they use to flag a post as promotional. But things like sales goal or join my team or I don't know. I'm like having a hard time coming up with examples right now. Free giveaway. I mean, those kinds of things come across as promotional, and those can take a hit from the Facebook algorithm. So some things that you can do then really is to know your target audience. So if you're like me, my target audience consists a lot of women, like moms. Moms with young children are people that tend to connect with me and my branding, which is intentional. I kind of wanted to focus on moms with young children and helping them see that we can still be fabulous and we can still take time out for ourselves and be great moms. And we deserve to take a break and put ourselves first sometimes. So for me, my target audience is going to be, my posts are going to do best early morning, so between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m., and then after kids' bedtime. So not again until 8 p.m. And so that's really interesting. So if I post things at 2 p.m., that's graveyard time for my target market. They are picking kids up from school, they're finishing their errands, they're running around to soccer practice. They're not on Facebook reading and interacting with my posts, which obviously is going to affect my weight. It's going to affect my affinity, like all the things we talked about. And then my rate of decay, because by the time they get home at 6 o'clock, eat dinner, get the kids bathed and tucked into bed, and check my post at 8:30 at night, it's been up for 6 hours and only has 1 like. I'm not going to rank well. They're not going to even see my post to interact with it. So I have to be conscious about when my people are present on Facebook. So do some market research. Look at who you talk to. Who do you relate with? Who looks at you and says, oh, I get what she's doing, and figure out when they're online and make that work. Let's see. I've got a few comments over there. Amanda, hi. It's what I'm learning. I did Scent Share for a month and just loaded my group with content and lost engagement. So the other thing about Scent Share and post schedulers is that you can't just automatically have things scheduled to post and then not go to them and engage with them. So like what I was talking about before, it is totally cool to schedule posts and things like that. But when that happens, if you can, get on and comment on your post or like your own post within that window, like that first 10 to 15 minutes after it goes live, that really helps that. That's going to help boost you in. Because scheduled posts, because users are becoming more aware of it, they can see next to it, oh, that was scheduled by CinchShare or Hootsuite or whatever it is, and it doesn't feel as personal to the user. Now, some don't even notice it. They don't see it. They have no idea, and that's cool. But Facebook algorithm, you want to be interacting with that post right away. And I know for me, sometimes when I schedule a post, I'll put all the information in the body with this pretty image, and then it schedules to go out at a time. And then I check back on it a couple hours later. Or when I've scheduled it, I put the link to my, my event or whatever in the body, because I know that I'm not going to be available to go in and post the link as the first comment in any amount of time. So I'm getting hit in like 2 or 3 ways when I do that kind of scheduling. And I know that, but sometimes, it is what it is. I have to do it that way. But yeah, you don't want to just load up with content. You want to make sure that the content is relevant to the people you're trying to reach. It does no good to post a whole bunch of content that does not relate to your consumer. So give it some thought. Think about who your people are and ask. And you get to know your people by asking questions. So those, the WISH acronym I talked about, who, what, when, where, why, that W, interactive, I, S, share yourself, and then H, help me. Those kinds of posts are going to do several things. Yes, it's going to help you master this Facebook algorithm, but it's also going to help you create an environment where you know your people, where you know what kind of stuff they want to do. My dog is going crazy outside. We've had a lot of rabbits lately, and she is not a fan of rabbits, apparently. So yeah, that's all super important stuff. Yeah, don't post other people's branding. Think of your own. Yes, do that. It hurts you more than it hurts the person that you're taking from, because it doesn't show as unique or original content. So yeah, it looks like you have a project for tomorrow. Good, yay. And how do you nail down what content is appropriate for your group so you can learn how to get the most interaction? Ask questions. Get to know your target market. Ask polls. People like to answer polls. So you can ask that. You can ask like, how old are you? And then put a few different age groups in there. What do you like to do for fun? Put a few different options and then give them the option to add other. Do those kinds of things so that you can get to know them, and then you know better how to target your posts and what kinds of things you should be posting about in your group. A couple other things that you can do to use the Facebook algorithm better. One is to make sure you're posting consistently. If you're posting today, but then you don't post again for 4 more days, that's a problem. You want a minimum of 5 posts a week on your business page or on your personal page. In your VIP group, definitely at least 5 posts a week. If you can do more than that, awesome. But aim for 5 posts a week on each platform. That gives you consistency. It tells your consumer that you're present and you're active and you're around and you don't just flake or drop off the face of the earth for extended periods of time. It instills, subconsciously, it instills confidence and trust in the consumer. But it also tells Facebook, hey, this person has a legit business, so we're going to bump them up in priority. So it helps all the way around. One little trick I want to share with you is to use the trending hashtags to your advantage. It's called newsjacking, which basically means you leverage the current news. So you take things that people are talking about, whether it's a famous celebrity marriage, or it's April the giraffe, or some kind of trending topic, and then create a post that has those keywords in it and add that trending hashtag on it so that when people are looking this stuff up, your post comes up in it. Get creative with that. Use that. Like we have a solar eclipse coming up right now. Create an entire campaign around this solar eclipse. And then anytime someone looks up solar eclipse, you show up. So just get creative with your content. It does not have to be all about posh. It can be about current events. It can be about you. It can be about them. It can be really whatever you want it to be, so long as it speaks to your target and it gets good engagement right off the bat. All right. I think those are all the main like specific points that I wanted to hit today. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. So we're going to do a super fast review, but ask questions if you have any at all. All right. So Facebook algorithm, 4 things you want to keep in mind when you're posting is the relationship with the user, the relationship you have with the person. So common interests, groups, friends, locations, relationship status, all of that matters when determining your relationship with the user. And one obvious thing you can do to improve that ranking with people on your friends list is go down your friends list and visit their pages and like and comment on a few of their posts every once in a while. Automatically, that's going to help you get a higher ranking as far as that relationship with the user is concerned. Second one is the weight of your post. So that has to do with how much action and engagement your post gets within the first 0 to 10 minutes after posting. So add a comment to your post, add a like to your post, share your post right away. Do something that gets activity going on your post quickly, and that's going to weight your post more heavily. The third one is the rate of decay. So that is how long the post has been up. So that means take into account the time your people are going to be present to interact with your post, and post then instead of posting during graveyard hours where nobody's going to be around to interact with you. The longer a post is up in general, the less priority it gets when Facebook is dropping things into people's news feeds. And the last thing is the type of post you're doing. So keep in mind, again, that Facebook Live is the very best thing you can do. The next is a video that you have uploaded directly to Facebook, not a YouTube link or a link off to some other site, but directly uploaded onto Facebook. The third is a photo or graphic, some kind of visual post. And then last, the one that we really should try not to do is text-only posts. That's like the main thing with Facebook algorithm. You want to keep those 4 points in mind. And when you're thinking about what gets higher priority versus lower priority, just keep in mind that Facebook wants the user to have a positive experience. They want the user to be excited to be scrolling on Facebook and not, unfollowing and scrolling quickly by a whole bunch of sales pitches from friends and family. They want to know that you're actually friends with these people. And if Facebook feels like you're actually friends with these people, then you're going to get higher priority in their newsfeed. That's basically the bottom line of all of it. So make sure that you're being friendly. Make sure that you are interacting with people. So this isn't just about like, how can you get people to interact with your posts? Also be thinking about interacting with other people's posts. Go into their groups and post. Go join some groups with people who have common interests. Go post happy birthday, send happy birthday messages, shoot a private message just to see how somebody's doing. All of those things tell Facebook, hey, those guys have a relationship. They're friends, so we should share their content back and forth in their news feed. That's really what we're going for here. So ask questions, create engagement, go talk to your friends on your friends list, like their posts, comment on their posts, and Facebook will start to recognize you as a priority in their algorithm. So, Jenna, so weird. You get more interaction with quick text edit. Okay, so there's something I should note is that on that note, a quick text, first of all, there should always be some kind of image or graphic as a general rule. Now, of course, nothing's 100%. So yeah, there are going to be outlying things that don't fit the norm, as there always are. But one reason that that can be true is if you have a graphic, but then your text is like 3 paragraphs long. People aren't going to read a 3-paragraph long post. So you want to put just the main information, a quick text blurb, 1 to 3 sentences max, no links, no multiple paragraphs, none of that. Sometimes multiple paragraph posts are fine. If it's good, interesting, quality content, then people will stop and read it. But otherwise, keep it short, sweet, simple, to the point. Nice, quick text when you put up a graphic. And if you have a bunch of information to share, do short, quick, to the point in the main body of the post. And then again, put all the additional information in the comments section. So that is one way to get around that. But yeah, the quick text, that is when quick text is helpful, is when you're doing some kind of a quick announcement or, hey, going live in 5 or whatever. But even Facebook has noticed that visually we are attracted to graphics. We're not attracted to just a status update that's a sentence long. Most of us scroll past those. So they've now created backgrounds and font colors and things that we can do even to our simple statuses to make them more visually appealing. Because statistics prove an overwhelming majority of people will stop for a graphic and not for only text. So yeah, it's interesting that you have that experience, that a quick text status does better for you, because 90+% of the population, that's not the case. So I would say to engage the majority of people, have some kind of graphic or video or live feed option to go with it. Again, or polls. So polls do really well too. And those are text only, but it's interactive text. So it kind of doesn't fit in text only. So those are the main things. So be real, don't be salesy. Those get docked. People unfollow those. Facebook doesn't like them. They're going to drop you down in the rankings. Give value, create great content, and you should be fine. All right, so that is it. Have fun on Facebook. We have so much we can talk about now with the new catalog, whether it's product reviews, our own, like, hey, I'm giving this face mask a try with a little silly selfie. Like, we have so much we can do when we have a new catalog that there's really no excuse for not using Facebook right now. Like, I can even just flip open to this page and say, oh my gosh, I love this picture, you know, like, look, it has an actual size thing, and I can put like my chunk bar right next to it and say, look, it really is the actual size. How cool, our new catalog is so neat. And that creates a post for me right there. We have so much that we can do with new catalog seasons, and anytime we have a big change or introduction of something different and new and exciting, that gives us that leverage and that excitement to transfer to Facebook for us. So be sure that you're using it. Like, we have this momentum right now. Be sure that you're using it. And keep in mind these things as you're creating posts for Facebook, is that there is an algorithm, and you do get ranked, and they do look at all of these little things, and that determines whether or not your friend is going to see your post in their newsfeed. So just some things to think about. But if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. I know it can be a lot, this whole Facebook algorithm thing, but the general idea really is relationship, which is kind of what we always go back to. Facebook wants to see you have an actual relationship with people, and not that you're just blasting your material all over the place. So keep that in mind. Build relationships, be real, generate new content that's yours. People want to know you and see you. Don't go copying and pasting things that other people are doing. Not only do our customers see that and go, huh, that's interesting, that doesn't sound like Kyleen, like, that doesn't sound like how she would talk, but Facebook sees it and goes, that's not Kyleen, that is not something we're going to prioritize. So keep in mind relationship, weight, rate of decay, and the types of posts you're doing. All right, have a great night. Bye.